Story 1. Found out my wife was cheating on me when I came home early from work. Me and my wife have been together 7 years, married too. We were/our high school sweethearts. Today she got home from work, decided to take a nap around 4:30 p.m. I woke her up around 6:30 to ask if we were still going to grab dinner together since I worked overnight and went in at 9 p.m. She didn't want to get out of bed and go grab food. I was upset as eating together is like a ritual. I was visibly upset, said okay that's fine, left to work around 8 p.m. Around 2 hours into my shift I can't stop thinking about our interaction. I feel devastated for leaving her like that without a hug or kiss goodbye. I also had a massive headache because I'm stubborn and decided not to grab dinner on my own. I decided to leave work early and head home and spend the rest of the night with my wife and perhaps maybe still grab dinner if she hadn't ate already. I get home, she's not there. I assume maybe she went to the gym or went to grab food. As I walk into our room I realize her phone is there charging and so is her Apple Watch. Her purse is there as well. I check to see if she at least took her wallet and nope, still there. I begin to worry, was she so upset that she just left everything and decided to take off and get some free time without her stuff? No, that just doesn't make sense. You don't drive without an ID. Just to be clear with everyone, I never ever check her phone or go through her belongings ever. I trust my wife with my life. However, the worrying and not knowing where she was got the best of me. I unlocked her phone and went through her messages and realized she hadn't texted anyone besides me and her parents for the last few days. She also didn't have any messages from her friend who she usually goes to the gym with. I check her recently deleted messages and there it was. She had gone out to eat with her girlfriend, but as I read more and more I realized this is actually a guy. They've been texting each other since January and given each other nicknames and have gone out several times. The times she told me she was grabbing dinner with friends after work, she was really with him. My heart was pounding and I was asking God to send me help, and I decided to get in my car and drive to the restaurant they were at. They weren't there. I decide to call the number. A guy picks up, doesn't know who I am or know anything about me. We talk and apparently my wife told him she was single and lived on her own. I drive back home and my wife's car is back in the driveway. I was shaking at this point and I rush into the house and confront her. I asked her, "Is there anything you want to tell me?" She said, "I've been cheating on you for the last 4 months." My heart shattered after hearing it from her. I asked her who knows. Apparently one of her friends encouraged her to do it. I asked her why. She said because I wasn't giving her enough attention. I asked her did they have sex. At first she said hesitantly no, but after pushing she said yes. I completely broke down and couldn't stop shaking. My wife, who I trusted with my life, cheated on me. When I asked her why, she said because he bought her things and she was basically just using him. But my first question was, if you're doing that, why have sex? She said she had no feelings for him and was going to stop soon and knew I was going to find out. I told her to pack her things and go to her parents. I told her to give me the keys to the car I bought her, and I told her I was going to keep her phone and our joint credit cards and debit cards. I then walked her outside and told her this is it for me. I will not be made a fool and take her back. I told her to give me a few days before she comes to pick up the rest of her things, but that this is it for me. Up until this point she had not cried or even seemed sad. She said sorry a few times but it seemed empty. I told her that I wished her nothing but happiness and success, but that for the rest of her life she feels embarrassed and ashamed for what she did. I told her that without me she had no backup plan or anything. Eventually I told her to leave and called her mom so she knew to expect her. I guess at this point realization started setting in and she began to cry, saying she didn't want to lose me and that she couldn't see her life without me. I ended by telling her that no matter what she did there is nothing she can do to come back from this, and that if roles were reversed she wouldn't give me a second shot. Background. I returned to college back in January and been doing everything online. I'm taking a full course load, and yes, for the past few months I've had little to no free time. But I always made sure to take small hour break and eat with her and watch our favorite shows together, but then I'd go back to school work or head to work. But I always planned things ahead and told her this weekend we can go to the park, watch a movie, go for a date night, etc. Even though I'm more busy than ever I still made plans for us and took breaks to spend time with her. As I am writing this I am heartbroken and can't think straight, but her sleeping with another man is something I don't think I can look past. I have given my life to this relationship. The point of returning to college is to give her and I a better life, but it all feels meaningless now. We don't have kids. We have a small dog who I love so much, but I let her take him because she works with animals and would definitely take care for him better than I can during this time. I don't know where to go from here. I've never been in this situation. I'm scared, lonely, and have no one to talk to. I don't want to tell my friends or family about this yet, but I just don't know what to do. She's been my everything for all these years and now she's just gone. But I don't want to look like a fool and give her a second chance. I'm devastated. Update. I drove to her job this morning. I hadn't slept all night. I dropped off her phone and even left her a sweater. BC, it's been cold over here lately. I left it at the front office, had no interactions with her. As for the car, to clarify, I recently bought her this car right before Christmas. We still have her old beat-up car that's on its last leg. I gave her the keys to that car and sent her on her way. I guess she talked to her mom last night and her mom wants me to take some time for myself and talk things through with my partner when I'm ready. Also, while I had her phone, the guy called it and I answered. I wasn't hostile to him. I treated him with respect and he gave me his side of the story. He said she told him she wasn't married and that she lived on her own. He told me that if he would have known she was married, he never would have even pursued the relationship. I'd like to say I believe the guy, but you never know. I'm thinking of maybe booking a hotel near a beach somewhere and taking off for a few days. I don't smoke or drink. I don't plan to, and I don't plan on telling friends and family yet. I told her mom that I will be in contact with a lawyer soon. I guess one of the things that makes this whole situation tough is I'm not an American citizen. I wasn't born here, and ultimately that was one of the reasons we got married, so I could adjust my status in order to better provide for her and myself. It is also why I never finished college in the first place, because I pay out-of-state tuition. I've been in the US since I was 1. Also, I wasn't in this relationship to gain legal status. I've been with the girl for 7 years going on 8 now. This wasn't a master plan of any kind. Unfortunately, my immigration case has been pending for almost a year and a half now, but I told her last night that once I have a lawyer and figure out my rights, that I will withdraw all my immigration case. If I succeed and reach my goals, it will be because of the sweat and blood on my back, not because I got a free ride from her. Edit. With her phone she has access to all our accounts and ultimately doesn't need the physical cards in order to make purchases or get money. Story 2. My wife just told me she cheated on me. I came home from work today and my wife told me she cheated on me on Saturday night. She had went out dancing and drinking with her girlfriends and then meet up with a coworker. She didn't arrive home until nearly 7 in the morning. She originally told me she had just stayed out to sober up at work. In hindsight, I know this seems obvious that this was risky behavior, even if she had only done exactly what she said, but I trusted her and took her at her word. I feel like such a fool. Right now I don't know what to do. Everything feels surreal, like it's all a horrible dream. When she told me, I felt like I was going to faint. I couldn't breathe and I just kept waiting for her to say it was just some sort of sick joke. It's been about 5 hours now and I can't sleep. I feel like I have the flu now. I think I have a fever, but I have the chills. I feel lightheaded, nauseous, my mouth is dry and I have a terrible headache. I am also having terrible thoughts. I can't stop thinking about the actual says act she did with him. I keep thinking about going and beating the hell out of him. I am also having fleeting thoughts of suicide. I don't know what to do. I don't want to post this as the other Reddits because I don't want advice from non-Christians. I don't want to get divorced, but I don't know how to handle this. My wife seems remorseful, but the thought keeps going through my head that if I stay, it's like I'm telling her it's not a big deal. I wonder how I can ever trust her again. I just don't know what to do, what to say. Please pray for us. Where can we go for Catholic marriage counseling? Has anyone else dealt with this? Edit. We are going to morning mass and to talk to the priest afterwards. I hope we can get through this. Second edit. My wife and I went to morning mass and meet with the priest afterwards, went to confession and talked with him. He is going to find an appropriate counselor, and he also said that just a week ago a couple told him that if any married couple was contemplating divorce because of infidelity, to have them contact them. First, I want to thank everyone for the advice, thoughts, and prayers. Secondly, this is a bit stream of consciousness, so it may seem all over the place, but I don't feel I can share it with anyone. As far as the cheating, it was not just a drunken mistake. She had been drinking, but she has admitted to me that she had developed a crush on this person in the previous week or so, and that very same night had discussed with another co-worker that this man wanted to cheat with her. She told the other co-worker she wouldn't do it but loved the attention. She met up with the man with the intention of flirting and later left with him with intention of cheating. Literally the morning of the very day she went out at night, she brought up out of the blue that she loved me so much she didn't think she could leave me if I ever cheated on her. It wasn't just a situation she fell into. She put herself into a situation where she knew this was a possible outcome. My wife has self-esteem issues. I know this, so I make a strong effort to compliment her, tell her she looks attractive. I never criticize her looks or call her names. Which is why it hurts so much that she wanted to go outside for validation. I compliment her for nearly a decade, emotionally support her and protect her feelings, and someone she met 2 weeks ago calls her a nice, attractive person and she tosses me aside for the simplest of pickup lines. It's emasculating. It's humiliating. I am scared. I am heartbroken beyond anything I have ever felt. I know this sounds awful, but when I came home and saw the look on her face, I know what she was going to say, and in that brief time before she spoke, I thought, please God, not this. Maybe she's going to tell me someone died, but not this. I feel ashamed that I still wish it had been a death in the family. The priest told us that sometimes after cheating a marriage can be better than ever. I'd like to believe that. I want to believe that. But I don't believe that. Maybe I'm just too caught up in my emotions, but I don't see how this is possible. We've had marital difficulty before. When we first got together, my now wife felt like she had to discuss the #S of past sexual partners. I had none before her. She gave me the hashtag and details about some of them, one night stand, dated for a while, etc. I didn't ask, mostly because I was embarrassed about being a virgin. I was not a Catholic at the time or a practicing Christian. We converted a few years after we were married, but just though okay. The problem was that slowly through our marriage she would mention things that were inconsistent with what she had told me before. Relationships changed, the hashtag got bigger. I could have accepted that as being ashamed and wanting to protect my feelings, because she knew some of those details could be hurtful. But with her friends, she laughed about these stories and told details of her past she had never told me, details that she knew were humiliating. When this information came out, bit by bit, I became more and more depressed. I stopped going to Mass and was angry that God wasn't helping with my pain. I hated God for that and cursed His name every time I had those depressing thoughts. We went to non-Christian counseling, and through the course of it my wife told me the entire truth. I know many of you may think I didn't need to know, that it seems like I was judging her for her past, but I wasn't. It wasn't a matter of, I need to know everything, it was that I was finding this stuff out in some of the most humiliating ways possible. During and after this we stopped going to Mass. I was still angry with God. But I slowly started to heal from this rough part in our marriage and felt a draw back to the Mass, first at the invitation of my wife, that we should be going to church. We both went to confession and started attending regularly again. At first it felt odd to be back, but then, for lack of a better word, it felt nice. It felt like home. I thought we were in the best place possible in our marriage. We have never been able to have children, but even that didn't feel lacking. If it happened, no worries. I felt so alive, so happy, so content. And now this. My life has changed forever in a 6-hour time period. I'm not angry with God. At least not now. I can't say that I won't experience that emotion in the future. But as of now, I am so hurt. I keep asking God why. Why did you allow this? Why didn't you tell me there was a problem before? Why didn't you warn me? Why did you let me think everything was so great just to let the rug be pulled from under me? I am drowning. I am dying inside. Why aren't you helping with this pain? My wife quit her job. She also changed her phone number and cut ties with her friends at work. She said she wants to rebuild trust, that she doesn't have to work, and that she wants to be open and not hide her communications with friends. Mostly I find this reassuring, but a small part of me is very scared she is going to resent all of these changes and leave me. The priest said not to make any decisions for 6 months or more. I know this is the right thing to do. My emotions change minute to minute. I can't imagine basing a life-altering decision on the way I feel now. I am not drinking. I want to. I want to really badly. I just want to feel numb. But I don't think I could stop if I started right now. And I know alcohol and depression don't mix very well.